Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Modular. We're continuing our look at Nova's frame augments by checking out the one for her second ability, Antimatter Drop, and taking a look at Antimatter Absorb. What this mod does, it projects a field around the Antimatter Drop orb that will absorb incoming fire, adding to and charging the Antimatter Drop. The mod itself can be picked up for 25,000 standing by getting the rank of General with Steel Meridian, or the rank of Genius with Cephalon Suda. So what exactly does it do? Well, the field that is projected around this Antimatter Drop blocks and absorbs incoming projectiles, much in the same way as Nyx's Absorb does, which helps to charge the drop. The augment is only affected by power range mods, which extends the range of the absorb effect. It also means that all of the shots that are going into the drop not only is going to be turned against the enemies, but it also acts kind of like a defensive wall for Nova, because any shots absorbed, they're not going to hit Nova, meaning that it can be a pretty useful defensive ability. Especially since Nova isn't exactly renowned for being the tankiest frame in the world. So what do I actually think about the mod? Well, I kind of quite like it. It's funny, it's a mod that I didn't think I would like at all. Being able to turn enemy damage against them is fairly useful. It helps to charge that Antimatter Drop much quicker, and even do things like absorb bombard missiles, stopping them from removing the entirety of your health in a single hit. However, there's a couple of things to make sure that you remember. While the absorb will stop the bombard missile, it will not protect you from the actual explosion, so making sure you have the antimatter drop far enough away from you, it's an important thing, or you could accidentally drag a bombard missile onto yourself. Plus it seems to be kind of hit or miss with hit scan weapons like the Grineer ones. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now this mod on a competent Nova player can be a pretty nice bit of damage absorption for your team, or even yourself, and a decent addition to being able to charge that AMD quicker. Especially as the enemy damage scales, the mod effectively scales with it, charging the AMD quicker and quicker until it hits that cap. However, there is one reason that I personally don't use the augment at all, even though I actually kind of like it, and that is because I find Antimatter Drop with the absorb very, very difficult to keep control over, especially if you're trying to use it as a defensive ability. Because it's controlled when your mouse... it's controlled by your mouse movement still. If you try and turn to shoot an enemy, the Antimatter Drop will go that way as well. It's so easy just to slam it into the floor, the wall, or the ceiling by accident. It's really difficult to try and keep it running, to charge it, to absorb enemy fire, and stop it from hitting a random piece of tile set and exploding. This is none of those mods that I don't think is a bad one. I kind of like the idea. It's definitely got its uses, but personally I don't like trying to use this as a defensive ability, and I don't find that charging the ability is difficult enough to require the enemies to try and do it for me. A single 2-shot burst from the Sancti Tigris, or a shot or two from the Opticore, something like that, charges it fully. When AMD had no cap, stacking more and more enemy damage made sense, but if you can fully charge it super quickly anyway, it kind of becomes slightly redundant. Maybe I'm missing something here. I've played with the augment a fair amount and it is kind of fun, but I still can't find a situation where I would use it over a mod that actually buffs my M Prime, or even just the base AMD ability. It's an augment that I think has a lot of promise. And if AMD wasn't such a strong ability already, I'd suggest that it could even be a part of the base ability. But personally, even though I like it, I don't think it's worth dropping a mod slot for. So I would be really interested to hear what you guys think about this, and how you've managed to use this, and if you managed to get it into your build, and if I am missing something here. But as always guys, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next episode.